Welcome to the Big Success Show. Today, the second way to create wealth.
Big Success with the Professor and Mary-Lynn.
When we talk about capital for a business, we're usually talking about money.
Money.
That's right.
And one of the timeless wealth building secrets is to use other people's money, commonly referred to as OPM.
OPM. Got to be careful how you say that. It sounds like a drug. Opium.
Oh, yeah. That's not what we're talking about.
No, OPM. The idea is to use a small amount of your own money levered with a large amount of other people's money.
And the most obvious example of this is making a small down payment for your home and then borrowing the rest. Over time, you pay off the mortgage and you own the home outright. You've used other people's money to add a significant asset to your balance sheet.
And of course, with our homes, we actually have to do the work to make the money to pay off the mortgage, right? So it's not quite as good as if we actually invest the money, borrow the money to invest in a business or a piece of real estate that makes us money. If it works the way we want in those situations, actually our customers, or in the case of real estate, our tenants, pay off the loan for us.
Now that's a deal.
You better bet.
All we have to invest is a small amount needed to get started. But there's a second form of capital that can be used to create wealth, and that's human capital.
Yeah, and human capital is kind of the Cinderella, I think, of the capital world, the poor stepdaughter, shall we say.
Doesn't get as much attention, huh?
No, it doesn't. And, the thing is, other people's labor, or we'll call it OPL, is also a way to build wealth.
And of course, by labor, we mean time and talent.
Yeah, because it's not just about the physical labor, right? It's also about their brains and their skills. There are two ways people have traditionally created wealth. OPM, the one we talked about already, it's been the main force because we've relied heavily on investments in assets, infrastructure to create wealth.
But for small business owners today, the model for building wealth in the future is likely to rely more on OPL.
Because thanks to technology and other levers, we can start businesses today with much less money than it used to take.
So coming up, we'll look at 3 guiding principles to use OPL to build wealth.
Do you stress over money? Who doesn't? Let the Financial Freedom Tool ease your mind by pinpointing opportunities to improve your financial picture. Take control so you feel empowered to move ahead with confidence. Learn more at financialfreedomtool.com.
Today we're talking about creating wealth by using other people's time and talents, their labor. So we've talked about OPL, and we want to look at 3 guiding principles in order to use other people's labor.
First, you must consider all people's interests equally. The principle of equal consideration of interests. It's all for one and one for all.
What are we, the 3 Musketeers?
You bet. As the leader, you have to consider all people in your charge equally and then do what's best for the collective whole.
And so we're saying that going forward, the people who create the most wealth will not be focused solely on their self-interest. You have to think about what's best for everyone who is part of your team.
Which brings us to our second principle. Think win-win or wait. If we're going to work together, we both must win or we should wait. You win, I lose is a short-term thing. I win and you lose just isn't good enough.
Yeah, and here at Big Success, we just don't believe in zero sum. As big goal getters, we're always looking for ways to add value. That added value is what creates more opportunities, which is where the wealth comes from. So we must think win-win or wait.
Finally, you must get your people to buy your vision. And notice our emphasis here. If you have to sell your vision, the game is over before it's even started. You want people to see how your idea benefits them, but it has to be even bigger than that. It also has to serve society in a larger way. It needs to improve people's lives, and your people must see it.
Yeah, and it's a higher form of salesmanship, a higher form of leadership that leads to big success today.
You'll find a written summary of today's show on our site at Big Success. That's big with 2 G's, success.com. And we thank you so much for listening today. Until next time,
here's to your big success.
Find Big Success at biggsuccess.com.